Evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight for this public meeting. We will be starting the presentation in about 5 minutes to allow all attendees to join us on the Microsoft Teams webinar platform. We will start the presentation at 5 p.m. Thanks again, everyone. Now, so in slide 6. Good evening. On behalf of the Florida Department of Transportation, we would like to welcome you to the public meeting for the Resurfacing, Restoration, and Rehabilitation project along State Road 87, or alternate A1A. The project goes from south of RCA Boulevard to north of Donald Ross Road. The meeting is related to the financial management project number 448435-1-52-01. My name is Julie Jimenez, and I'm the FPID project manager for this project. I will now pass it on to Ms. Leilani Fernandez, our community outreach specialist from HW Law, who will introduce the project.
Thank you, Julie. Now showing slide 4. My name is Leilani Fernandez, and as Julie mentioned, I am the Community Outreach Specialist with HW Lochner. I will be your moderator this evening. I am joined this evening by Ms. Julie Jimenez, PE, our FDOT Project Manager for this project, and Ms. Silvana Alvarez, PE, Roadway Design Engineer with FDOT District 4. We are also joined by Mr. Joseph Calderon Torres, PE, who is our Consultant Project Manager for the signalization design with HW Lochner. If there are any elected officials in attendance tonight, I invite you to introduce yourself at this time to be recognized. There is no one here to be introduced, so I will now go over the meeting agenda. Now showing slide 5. Tonight's agenda includes an overview of the technical information, FDOT's non-discrimination policy and rules of engagement, the project location and overview, proposed improvements, construction impacts, the project benefit schedule and cost, a question and answer period followed by the contact information and closing before we adjourn. Now showing slide 6, here are a few things to be aware of regarding the meeting format. For those attendees participating in this virtual meeting, to submit comments and questions, use the Q&A button located in the control bar at the top of your screen. You may type your question onto the box that appears on the right. Your questions will be addressed later on in the presentation during the question and answer portion of this meeting. Now showing slide 7, for attendees dialing in by phone, this call is listening only. The presenter will indicate the slide number. Please follow along if you requested or downloaded the presentation. If you would like a copy of this presentation, you can visit the project website and download a copy at your convenience. Now showing slide 8, if you experience any technical difficulties during the meeting, you may type a message within the questions box and bring it to our attention. To report a technical issue, type into the question box on the Teams control panel. You can also send email to lfernandez@hwlochner.com or call 305-503-9873. Staff will do their best to assist you. Now showing slide 9, there are multiple ways to submit. You may submit written comments and questions by using the control box on the Teams control panel, by emailing or mailing your comments and questions to the project manager directly, or submit them by phone after the meeting during normal business hours, using information displayed on the screen. The project manager's information will be spelled out towards the end of the presentation for the benefit of our listen-only attendees. The contact information is also available on the public meeting notification that you may have received by mail. Now showing slide 10, for oral comments and questions during the presentation, you may submit your question by using the Q&A button at the top of your Teams control panel. You may also call the project manager, Julie Jimenez, after the meeting with your questions or comments. Now showing slide 11, this meeting is being recorded and is a part of the public record. All mail-in questions should be postmarked by Sunday, January 26, 2025. All registrants will receive a link to the meeting recording after it has been processed. Now showing slide 12. Public notice for this meeting, including information on how to access the meeting platform, was provided in several ways. There was an ad placed in the Florida Administrative Register. Notice was also provided in the form of a public information meeting flyer to property owners and tenants in the project area. A meeting notice was also provided via the Florida Department of Transportation's project webpage and social media platforms, and via email to the project's contact list. Now showing slide 13, project documents can be viewed by the public at the project website, which can be found at tinyurl.com/SR811-alt-A1A. Now showing slide 14, I will now go over the non-discrimination policy and rules of engagement. Now showing slide 15. The Florida Department of Transportation is required to comply with various non-discrimination laws and regulations, including Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. The public participation is solicited without regard to race, color, national origin, age, sex, religion, disability, or family status. Persons wishing to express concerns relative to FPID compliance with Title VI may do so by contacting the Florida Department of Transportation's Title VI coordinators using the information listed on the screen. Now showing slide 16. This public meeting is being recorded. Again, if you experience technical difficulties, please contact 305-503-9873 so that a member of our technical support team may assist you. All virtual online attendees will remain muted throughout the meeting. Virtual online attendees are also welcome to submit any comments and questions using the Q&A option in the Teams control panel at any time, or use the raise hand button on your control panel, and a member of our team will respond to you during the open discussion. If you are participating via telephone and have questions or comments, feel free to submit them to FDIC Project Manager Julie Jimenez via email after the meeting, and the response will be provided. I will now turn it over to Uri, who will discuss the project details.
Thank you, Leilani. Now showing slide 17. We will now go over the project location and overview. Now showing slide 18. This project is located along State Road 811, also known as alternate A1A, beginning just south of RCA Boulevard and ending at Donald Ross Road. Now showing slide 19. The improvements being proposed are: repave existing roadways to improve the resiliency of our infrastructure, replace and upgrade signs and pavement markings to meet current standards and increase reflectivity, replace pedestrian signals as signalized intersections with countdown pedestrian signals, which show the number of seconds left to cross the street. This will improve safety for pedestrians. Upgrade pedestrian curb ramps to comply with Americans with Disabilities Act standards. And we will also repair sections of damaged sidewalk to improve community connectivity. Now I will turn it over to Sibana. Thank you, Julie. Now showing slide 20, I will go over the existing roadway features and conditions. Now showing slide 21. Starting on the south end of the project, from south of RCA Boulevard to Lake Victoria Gardens Avenue, the existing roadway is a 4-lane divided urban roadway with 2 12-foot lanes in each direction. 4-foot bicycle lanes, which do not appear consistently throughout the section, 7.5 to 8-foot concrete sidewalk on the east side, and the median measuring 35 to 42 feet wide. Now shown slide 22. From Lake Victoria Gardens Avenue to north of Donald Ross Road, the existing roadway is a 6-lane divided section, with 3 lanes in each direction. They're from 11 to 12 feet wide. 4-foot bicycle lanes, a 6.5 to 8-foot concrete sidewalk on the east side, and the median measuring 18 to 32 feet wide. Now showing slide 20. I will now go over the proposed improvement. Now showing slide 22. From south of RCA Boulevard to Lake Victoria Gardens Avenue, we will widen into the median slightly. The median will now vary from 35 to 39 feet wide to accommodate 2 11-foot travel lanes in each direction and 5-foot bicycle lanes consistently. The 7.5 to 8-foot concrete sidewalk on the east side will remain the same. Now showing slide 25. From Lake Victoria Gardens Avenue to north of Donald Ross Road, the 6-lane divided section will remain pretty much the same, with 3 11-foot travel lanes in each direction, 6-foot bicycle lanes, a 6.5 to 8-foot sidewalk on the east side, and the median measuring 8 to 30 feet wide. I will now pass it over to Joseph, who will discuss the details of the proposed realization improvements for this project.
Thank you, Silvana. Now showing slide 26. We are proposing new pedestrian signals at each intersection along SR 811, Alt A1A, to bring them up to the current NCCD, FDOT, and ADA standards. An example of the proposed modification is shown in the image on the right. We are updating pedestrian pole and push button locations and installing new head poles to comply with the latest criteria. The new pedestrian pole will include new countdown signal heads with updated timing, which will improve flow of traffic and increase safety for pedestrian crossing. We are also replacing the vehicle detection systems, removing the existing video detection and replacing them with vehicle detection loops. You can see an example of these loops on the image on the left. And I'll now turn it back over to Julie to continue going over the rest of the proposed improvements.
Now showing slide 27. Under this project, we will be improving pedestrian facilities along the corridor. We will be repairing or replacing short segments of sidewalk as well as replacing pedestrian paths. Actually, a couple of pictures of repaired sidewalks and brand new field paths. Now showing slide 28. I will now go over the project construction. As shown in slide 29. Work will be done in phases to reduce any impacts to the community. Temporary lane closures will occur one lane at a time during off-peak hours to minimize impacts on traffic. Pedestrian traffic will be maintained at all times. Access to properties along the corridor will be maintained at all times as well. Now showing slide 30. In the next slide, I will go over the project schedule and cost. Now showing slide 31. The production schedule for this project is as follows. We will be completing the design for the project in a couple of months, March 2025. Letting, also known as field opening, will be done July 2025. We estimate to start construction in the fall of 2025. We also estimate completing construction in the fall of 2026. The estimated construction cost is $7.5 million. I will now hand it over to Leilani for the question and answer session.
Thank you, Julie. We are now ready to begin the question and answer session. We will address attendees in the order that the comments were submitted. For online attendees of the virtual meeting, if you have a question at this time, use the Q&A button located in the control bar at the top of your screen. You may type your question on the box that appears on the right side of your screen. So we have one question here from Jose. He says, I live in the neighborhood at Donald Ross Road and A1A. Will I be able to get into my home while construction is going on?
I'll take that one. Sure. Jose. You will have access to your community or home at all times.
Dina has the same similar question. How is this construction going to impact my access to the Gardens Mall at Field Gardens Drive?
There will be access to all properties and businesses at all times. All roadways will be open at all times.
Thank you. And we have one more question here from William asking, how long will the construction be going on and when will it be completed?
We estimate at this time, and it's not final, that the construction might take about a year. We don't have an exact construction start. We estimate fall of 2025, fall of this year, and we estimate that it should take about a year. So by the fall of 2026, we should be done.
Thank you. I'll leave another 2 seconds if anyone else has any questions and you'd like to add. It seems there are no more questions from the audience at this time. This now concludes the question and answer session. Now showing slide 35. Once again, here is the contact information for Julie Jimenez, PE, the FDOT project manager. Send comments to attention Julie Jimenez, PE, FDOT District 4, 3400 West Commercial Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33309, or by email at julie.jimenez@dot.state.fl.us, or by phone at 954-777-4415. I will now go over the 2055 Florida Transportation Plan update. Now showing slide 36. Get involved today. The Florida Department of Transportation, FDOT, is kicking off its 2055 Florida Transportation Plan update. The 2055 FTP is a comprehensive statewide blueprint guiding Florida's 30-year transportation future. The FTP's transportation policy lays the foundation for investments in the FDOT's work program. Updated every 5 years, the plan will be developed through steering committee guidance, focus group support, and comprehensive community engagement, both partner and public engagement. This plan update will be developed over the next 18 months, adopted by November 2025. Our goal is that the FTP will be a plan in which Florida's communities can see themselves and our stakeholders can use to develop their transportation plans and strategies. We welcome you to join the process by participating in one of the 5 diverse focus groups: safety, resilient infrastructure, economic development, workforce development, and technology. Attending one of our regional workshops, attended September 2024 and August 2025, or one of our statewide webinars. Please visit the FDOT 2055 Florida Transportation Plan at floridaftp.com for information and review. We are now ready to close the meeting. Thank you again, everyone, for participating in tonight's public information meeting, and hope you have found it to be informative. Have a good evening. We do have one more question from the audience that came in just now. If there will be any work being done overnight, do you want to take that one?
Yeah. Yes, we plan on doing the moving and resurfacing phases of the project at night to minimize the impact to the, daily commute. That's the only work that can be scheduled for the night.
Okay. Thank you, Upton, for your question. And with that, we will conclude the meeting. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.